club! Hey, Dan from One Man Book Club. I'm so excited to be back with you. It's been such a busy summer. There's been kids at home, there's been vacations, there's been lots and lots of family stuff, really fun, cool stuff, but I haven't had time to make a lot of vids for you. So I'm glad that I have time to do some vids and catch up. There's like probably 15 that I've got ready to hit with you with over the next few weeks. So get ready, because I'm back with this first review that I've been sitting on for several months, 2 or 3 months. You know that I've been reading The Wheel of Time, right? If you've been following me, well, guess what? I'm done. I finished Wheel of Time. If you follow, you'll know that it's been a journey. I started back in October 2021. It's been a constant joy and a constant pain ever since I started. But no longer. It's done. You can go back and check on the reviews I've done, because what I did was I did a review of books 1 through 5 and books 6 through 11, because I figured it'd be boring if I reviewed each book individually for you guys. So I broke it up, books 1 through 5, books 6 through 11. Well, here's books 12 to 14. Now, go read those. Then I won't have to spend time now wasting time explaining my head-banging frustration with the death by 10,000 details. I won't have to go into the long descriptions of the obnoxious and relentless gender stereotypes, the odd obsession with describing the shape and size of every single woman that we meet. I can ignore the plotting, the silly arguments, the multi-page descriptions of every common room and every inn, everywhere. I can skip all that if you go read the other reviews. Because guess what happened? When Brandon Sanderson, bless him forever, took over the Wheel of Time, all those problems vanished. Poof, into nothing. They didn't exist anymore. Brandon Sanderson saved Wheel of Time, which he saves everything else because he is amazing. Anyway, when Robert Jordan died in 2007, he left behind this unfinished opus. He ended at book 11. That was the last one he wrote. And I'm certain that his legions of fans who had been waiting faithfully for 17 years for conclusion to the epic story of Wheel of Time, I'm certain when he died, they were devastated. Because they didn't know that it was going to get finished. They were just like, oh my gosh, Robert Jordan's dead and my books are not going to get finished. What's going to happen? Well, thank the book gods that Robert Jordan's wife read Mistborn. Because Mistborn was Brandon Sanderson's first big hit, and when she read Mistborn, she realized that he, Brandon Sanderson, was the one destined to finish her husband's work. And guys, the last 3 books of the Wheel of Time are perfect. Every complaint is gone. Every stumbling block is removed to allow this amazing story that we knew was there to flow free. The characters suddenly became more colorful. The plot suddenly began to advance. My enjoyment of the experience suddenly erupted. What began as a side project to read The Wheel of Time to say I did, what began as a side project took the main stage for the last 3 books. And I stopped all my other reading book projects to focus on finishing these last 3 books. And by the way, the last book, Memory of Light, holy cow. It's literally 1,000-page long climax. There's no break. There's no chance to breathe for 1,000 pages. It's like, the ending, chef's kiss. It was brilliant, simply brilliant. Now, one thing that was really cool, if you've read Wheel of Time, you've been reading, and you know that they're building to what they call the last battle, and the last battle is the big climactic battle between good and evil. And anyway, you get to a spot in Memory of Light, and you're reading along chapter by chapter, and all of a sudden you get to a chapter called The Last Battle, and you're like, oh my gosh, here it is, the last battle is here. And then it's funny because I looked at it and, you know, looked to see how long the chapter was. And the book, The Last Battle's like, it's like 350 pages long or something like that. The one chapter is literally like 300 something pages. It's like longer than like the book 1 of Harry Potter, the one chapter in this book. Guys, it was huge. It was amazing. I loved how it finished. Now, make sure when you pick up book 12 that you read Brandon's dedication to Robert Jordan at the very beginning. Clearly, the story belongs to Robert Jordan. I said Brandon Sanderson saved it, but I mean, he didn't write it. It's the ending Robert Jordan wrote. Brandon Sanderson just helped it along, and I don't mean to diminish what Robert Jordan did, because holy cow, what a feat, what an accomplishment. Robert Jordan's vision, his audacity to even attempt to tell such a story as this is singular in all bookdom. 14 books, 12,000 pages, but it's just one really, really long story. That's what it is. Those 14 books are one long story, and that is huge. I had to admit, when it drug in the middle, books 10, 11 in there, I started having my doubts. But the payoff was worth the effort. Wheel of Time is fantastic. I loved it. I was so glad that I got to read the series and finish it up. Now, content-wise, these last 3 books, particularly book 14, have a lot of fantasy violence in it. But there's no language and no sexual content. I will say these books continue to be best for 14 and up. Happy reading, everyone.